Hi, welcome back to How the Walking Dead Should Have Written It. I'd like to thank all the people that came out and see me at the Houston Improv last Wednesday. It was a real fun show. It will happen again. Some of you came out to see me just because you watch these videos, like Justin B. Wilkins and others. Thank you so much for coming out to these shows. That's right, Justin, you got a shout out. Also, I'd like to say I'm very saddened that it is going to be the last episode of How the Walking Dead Should Have Written It until February. That's right. February. Oh, man. I've been doing it these past 2 months, and you people have been great. Here's the thing. I'm not going to stop doing them. I'm just changing subject matter, okay? So, instead of doing How the Walking Dead Should Have Written It, next week's episode is going to be How Star Wars Should Have Written It. I'm going to be doing Phantom Menace, right? I'm going to be rewriting Phantom Menace all the way through, which kind of sucks because it means I got to watch Phantom Menace, but I love you people. Aww. So from this point on, spoilers follow. So if you haven't seen the mid-season finale, you're going to want to pause this video and come back to it later, after you saw the mid-season finale. But come back to this later. Anyway, we start this episode with a little recap. We're seeing where everybody's at. Glenn, not Maggie, is staring off over a thing, and she's like, oh, glaring off over the wall at the hilltop. And he's like, oh, my wife's dead. And then Gregory's like, you know, lots of people here like you. And then Glenn's like, give me that apple. And Gregory's like, why should I give you the apple? Because daddy, wife. That's why. Then we flash over to Daryl in a cell, and he's clutching a note, and he just escapes. Do they not lock their doors like at fucking all at this place? Like, seriously, man. Does the T-Birds hideout not have locks at all? They just put every fucking prisoner on the honor system. Hey, promise us you won't escape, okay? Don't do the escapey. We're unlocking the door. That way it makes you seem like you have freedom, as long as you don't escapey. So here's how I do that differently. Locks! So then we flash back to Alexandria, and Negan's cooking spaghetti, right? And Olivia's crying, because it's not a safe space. I thought the zombie apocalypse was a safe space and nobody make fun of me. Negan said I was chubby, fat. Then we flash to Rick and Eric trying to contemplate how they're going to get over the zombie bog. In fact, that's what it's called now, the undead bog. Trying to get over the old undead bog. See, it really makes a difference on how you say stuff. The undead bog. The undead bog. And then we flash over to Carl and Olivia and Negan all sitting down for Sunday dinner. Lovely Sunday dinner. And here's the funny thing. Now that Carl doesn't have the actual thing that covers up his eye, he just kind of looks like Leatherface. He's just like baby Leatherface now. Which is kind of cool. Carl's baby Leatherface and all, you know? Baby Leatherfacing it up, bitch. I'm Carl. I'm baby Leatherface. I got a chainsaw and a meat hook, and I'm gonna fuck you up. And then Eugene's acting all blubbery as he walks into town. I made a bullet. You know what? I love Eugene, but I'm getting sick of this shit, alright? Getting sick of the blubberiness. You know what I would do with Eugene? Here's what I would do with Eugene. Eugene actually is like a Shaolin Zen fucking monk, martial arts master, right? And he doesn't ever fight. He doesn't ever fight because it's against him to fight. They use it for Zen, and meditation is what they use martial arts for. But eventually, that breaks free, and Eugene starts kicking motherfucking ass. Like Daredevil levels of kicking ass, right? Like he's just beating the shit out of people. With guns, not with guns. That would be fucking awesome. So Eugene now is a Zen Buddhist monk martial arts fucking master. Krav Maga. I know that's Israeli. So, Jeet Kune Do. Like fucking Bruce Lee and shit, right? Just Like when they yell at Eugene, he's just like, you have to be like a water. When you put the water in a cup, water become cup. You take water out of cup, it become ocean. You take water out of ocean, it become undrinkable water. Now Carol and Morgan are finally back, right? Milo and Otis, right? Oh, what are they gonna do now? So Milo says to Otis, I didn't expect you to come, but Otis is like, I got some apples for you, Milo. And she's like, well, I got plenty of fruit. Then this guy you barely remember shows up. You know what? Screw it, okay? Seeing as you can barely remember this dude who showed up, right? We're just going to completely change him. That's right. We're going to change him. All right? This dude is now Mel Gibson, right? He's Mel Gibson. In fact, he's not just Mel Gibson, he's motherfucking Riggs, all right? From Lethal Weapon and shit. Why not? Who says I can't do that? All right, I have Voldemort in this show. I have John Travolta Negan in this show. Half of Morton Joe now. I have fucking Freddy Cougars in the show. I can put Riggs in this goddamn show if I want to, so he's fucking Riggs. Deal with it! I feel I overreacted there, like completely out of nowhere. You didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. But he's still Riggs, alright? I need to calm down. I'm becoming a little bipolar. Kind of like Texas weather. It's like, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold. Who is that bitch that is just talking to you? And you're like, hey, honey, she's just seating us for dinner, okay? She's just the waitress, alright? Alright, I just want more tea. Fuck! Then Rick and Spence are paddling across the bog of the undead. The bog of the undead, and they're paddling, and they're paddling. And did I say Spence? I meant Eric. Sometimes people's names are hard to remember in this show, because there's so fucking many of them. But they're paddling, and oops, Eric falls out. But Rick keeps paddling, and he's like, you need to swim, Eric. Swim, 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 swim. And they both make it to the boat. I'm gonna keep that scene. I like it. I like the undead bog. So then we flash over, and Daryl hears some people talking as he's making his escape in the unlockable prison. Motherfucker. Locks. Seriously. Locks, T-Birds. Locks. Anyway, he ducks in somewhere, and he's like, oh, look, peanut butter and other shirts. So then we flash back to Rick and Eric, or Aaron, or Spence, or fucking J.C. Penney's catalog. I don't know this fucking guy's name. Anyway, they flash over to him, and they're loading up the truck from all the shit they got from the houseboat, right? And all of a sudden, a dude with really bad shoes is watching them. Almost like Ninja Turtle shoes. Like fucking, like if they had it on, it would be like that. It would be like, he's only got three toe shoes, assassin shoes. And they're talking, and they're like, you know, we gotta keep all this stuff for Negan. We're keeping you people alive. And Eric, Rick, J.C. Penney catalog is like, you know, it's what we're doing. We're keeping people alive. And Rick's like, I'm glad that you agree that we're keeping people alive. Most people don't want to keep people alive like I want to keep people alive. He's like, no, I want to keep people alive. So then we flash to Michonne and Emma Stone driving in the car, right? Michonne's like, you're going to tell me stuff. And Emma Stone's like, And Michonne's like, seriously, you're going to say words with your mouth. And Emma Stone's like, Seemed like a very necessary scene, honestly. I'm cutting it. Fuck it. Then Odin and Maggie and Rosita are there, right? And Maggie's eating apple pie while Odin watches. And Maggie's like, when did Jesus leave? And Rosita's like, he left this morning. And then Maggie leaves, and Odin's like, I know that he didn't leave this morning. I know he left yesterday. You're lying to Maggie. Rosita's like, it needs to be done. Odin's like, we must not keep things from the Maggie. Maggie will lead us all into salvation. With her baby pregnant and her fist of iron, she will lead us down the promised road, the Asgardian road that leads to the Bethany Plains. then Odin fucking just lightning bolts her. That's what happens in my show. Like, I teach you a lesson. This motherfucker's stupid. I love it. By the way, it's at this point that I have to inform you of something, okay? I originally started in episode 2 with this season with having King Shaggy, right? Everybody liked King Shaggy. It was very good. Well, King Shaggy has been fired. King Shaggy has been fired from How the Walking Dead should have written it. I'm not legally able to tell you what he was fired for, but I can tell you what it pertains. It pertains bong hits and blowing them in Judith's face. Who didn't kind of see that coming? So, King Ezekiel is being replaced. Now, what you're thinking is you're going to replace him with the guy who originally played King Ezekiel, right? Fuck no. That's not what I'm doing at all. Why do that? It's not as much fun, okay? Seeing as Shaggy is getting replaced, Danny Glover is now playing King Ezekiel. And he's not called King Ezekiel anymore. He's King fucking Murtaugh. That's right. We got Murtaugh and motherfucking Riggs running the kingdom. That shit's gonna be awesome. So anyway, Riggs shows up to talk to Carol about fucking, hey, we need to convince the Hilltop people in the kingdom to get together to go against the T-Birds, right? AKA the Saviors. I know that I'm saying a lot of things that you needed to hear in last episodes. The T-Birds are the Saviors. There you go. So he's asking him to go against the T-Birds, and he's like, I don't know, I don't really want to be involved. And then Morgan's like, come on. And she's like, no. And then Carol's like, I don't want to. You leave. And then fucking Riggs leaves, right? And he's like, hey, I just want you to know that you are going to have to kill someday. It's going to come down to this. You're going to have to make that decision to kill. I'm Riggs. Out. And then right-hand Riggs goes off back to King Murtaugh. Then Rosita is talking to Gabriel, right? And she's like, I'm going to kill him. And I'm going to kill him hard. I'm going to kill him fast and hard. And from behind. And Gabriel's like, huh? He's like, yeah, just grab him fast and hard and behind and just kill him. And Gabriel's like, I think you're talking about anal. And then Gabriel's like, hey, if you kill him, you're going to die too, okay? So what you need to do is you need to calm down on the from behind anal killing, all right? And what you need to do is you need to sit down, all right? And we all need to come up with a plan together, okay? Because if you kill Negan, it means you're going to die. I don't want you to die. You shouldn't die for Negan, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I don't like the scene. Fuck it. I'm cutting it. Seemed unnecessary. Seemed vastly unnecessary. And then Daryl does some more slight escaping as he passes by a T-Birds poker game. Woo! And then we flash to Riggs, right? He's walking through the woods, knocks over this camping sign. Behind it, there's a fucking trailer, right? He goes into it, and he sits down, and he starts crying, just like Riggs did in Lethal Weapon, crying in a fucking portable trailer. He's all like, my wife is dead. He's smoking a cigarette, and there's a dog, and he's watching fucking Three Stooges, just like Lethal Weapon. Fuck it. Why not, huh? Then Voldemort shows back up at his house, right? And it's kind of wrecked. And Voldemort gets all dressed up, and he goes out, and he grabs a bottle of whiskey, and he runs into Rosita, right? And he's like, hey, you know, we sexed at one point, right? Why we no sex? Rosita's like, well, you were cute, and I kind of used you. And then Spencer's like, oh, want a pity sex later? And she's like, yeah. Then Daryl finally gets outside, right? Gets outside of the sanctuary or whatever. Or T-Bird Central. Jets versus Sharks, the place. Anyway, he gets outside. He runs into Fat Joe, right? Arguably the only, right, nice fucking T-Bird of all of them. And he just fucking slaughters him. He murders this motherfucker. Hardcore gangland style with a pipe. And then fucking Cowpen Jesus shows up and he's like, Daryl. And he's like, what? And he's like, Daryl. And he's like, no, I'm killing this motherfucker. Ah, 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 ah. And then Daryl gets on a bike and they leave. Keeping it. Loved it. So then Michonne and Emma Stone show up to the sanctuary, right? Michonne sees that it's a lot fucking bigger and a lot more full of people than she thought that it was. Then Michonne's like, you know what you should do? You should just fucking leave, right? Take the truck, go away, burn it, dump it in a river or whatever, and leave. Because we're Negan. We're old Negan. Some of that Immortan Joe shit kicking up, right? And then she's like, there's a silencer in the glove box. Basically telling Michonne to kill her. Which she does! Just plugs the bitch. Ha! Keeping this scene. I loved it. You notice why I'm loving shit this episode? Because something's fucking happening! So then Voldemort shows up, and they're drinking with Negan, and he's like, oh, you know it'd be good on a day like this? And Voldemort's like, what, John Travolta? Negan? And he's like, pool. Love a good, nice game of pool. He goes, there's a pool table in the garage across the street. He goes, all right, pull that bitch out. Let's play some pool. At this point, Rick and Eric show back up, right? And they find this fucking little picture that has a middle finger on it that was on the boat. And the Saviors think that they've directed it towards them. So they just start kicking the shit out of Eric. So we flash back to Travolta, Negan, and Voldemort talking, right? And basically, Voldemort's being a ratty fink fuck. He's like, hey, listen to what Rick's doing. You want to know what Rick's doing? I'm a rat. I'm a good rat. You like rats. You love people that are rats, right? Because you own a gang organization. And it's well known what gang organizations love most is rats. Right, Voldemort? Right? They love rats. Fucking moron. So Rick picks up Eric after getting his ass beat. And they're walking back, right? They're like, And then Voldemort is back there. He goes, hey, look, I'm doing rat stuff. Rick's no good. You want to put me in charge? And then Negan's like, so why don't you just kill him and take over yourself? Mm-hmm. Or is it because you ain't got any guts? And he fucking disembowels this dude. Just, all spilling out and shit like it's fucking Hannibal Lecter. Awesome! Keeping it! Which then prompts Rosita to do one of the stupidest things that's ever happened on the show. Pulls out a gun and fucking fires at Negan and misses. Misses. Okay. How? How do you miss? You have military training. You walk around in military garb all the time. You have some type of training. How do you miss somebody that's from me to that fucking pile right there? How do you do that? Not only do you miss, you hit the bat. So, did you... Boop, hits the bat. I can understand the tennis racket, all right? Tennis racket's got more of a surface area, but a bat has got very little surface area. Jesus Christ. Who did your military training? A G.I. Joe doll? So then this bitch tackles her, right? And puts a knife to her throat, and Negan's like, God damn it! And other various cuss words. Who did this? Who gave her a bullet? And she's like, I made that bullet. And he's like, I know you didn't make that bullet. Bitch, you too fucking stupid. And you know, he's kind of right. I mean, with your military training and acumen, you obviously know how to make a bullet. Bad training, bad tacticals, no. Like, if you don't tell me who, I'm going to ask you one more time to tell me who. And she's like, I made the bullet. And he's like, all right, bitch, the knife to the throat, shoot somebody. Bam! Kills Olivia. Just right in the fucking face, just boom, right here by the nose and the eye. It was a beautiful shot. It was a very beautiful shot. And then Rick's like, we had a deal. And Negan's like, yeah, we had a deal for all this bullshit started. Your son tried to kill all me and my men with the M16, and I brought him back because I'm a good guy. This is part of that fucking the Savior's pyramid scheme, needing to feel like they're accepted and loved by people. Just love me. It seems like he's trying to be like some southern preacher who's like, Everybody, everybody, I am Negan, Negan of the T-Bird Saviors. Come with me, get salvation, holy salvation. And everybody's like, we love you, Mr. Negan, Morton Joe, weird, creepy Baptist preacher guy. And he's like, I even took out Voldemort, man. I took him out. He was doing shit. He was trying to be behind your back, go against you. I killed him for you, all right? You're surprised that these many people are dead? I'm not. I'm surprised that not more people are dead. That's what Negan should have said. Then Negan's like, hey, you're still in debt. I just want you to know this. This shit doesn't cover it. We're getting the fuck out of here. So then zombie Voldemort pops up and Rick just fucking stabs him in the head. Ah, brooding stab. So then Michonne finally shows back up, right? Michonne like gives Rick a hug, and he's like, you know, I thought we should do this my way, but I found out that my way won't work, so now we should do it our way? No. Now we should do it our way? What's our way? Is it a part of you and a part of me, or is it just my way that you're just snagging along to? Because that's what the fuck it feels like. I'm sorry, I'm bitching for Rick for no fucking reason. Because she's like, the T-Birds outnumber us a lot, and I think that we should do it our way and not my way. And Rick's like, yeah, and then they kiss, and they have fucking prison cell sex. It's implied. So then they go to the hilltop, and Maggie sees them, and Maggie sees some of her friends, sees Tara, oh my god, hugs. And then Rick sees Daryl, and that's the most hugs. That's the most hugs. It's so many hugs. Hugs. And it's just a hug-a-thon. They just a hugging and a hugging. And then Rick gets back his gun, which is like the ultimate hug. He spins it, and he's like, click. And then they all kind of stare at each other. And then the credits roll, and then we get a Marvel after the credits scene, where that dude that was watching them at the lake is now watching them in Alexandria. And we're left on that cliffhanger of who the dude is that's watching Alexandria. And that's how I'd written it. You can follow me on Twitter at JustinComedy1. My YouTube channel is X-Ray Nerd. Just type in X-Ray, one word, and then nerd, and you'll find it. Also, I'm on Instagram at AfroDragonHero. And I'm also on Facebook, Justin Thompson. I also have a fan page. Go like the fan page. But this has been a really fun journey with you people the last 8 weeks, the last 2 months of my life. Been doing this. Went through a lot of things in stand-up, as well as doing these videos. And so I'm not stopping these videos. Like I said at the beginning, Episode 1, Star Wars, Phantom Menace. I'm going to be doing that, and that's going to come out next week, hopefully. After I go watch Rogue One, right, in IMAX. Because I need a palate cleanser after I'm going to watch Phantom Menace and rewrite the shit. Because it's going to be really difficult to rewrite fucking Phantom Menace. Thank you for watching. I'll be back in February with how The Walking Dead should have written it. But next week, get ready for how Star